So welcome to Insert to Join, a podcast based around streaming and all things gaming related with a Mixer-centered focus. My name is Hoosier Boy, and with me we got my boy Jonathan. Say hello, Jonathan.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Yep, and today we're going to be answering questions live on mixer.com/HoosierBoy, and we got a few questions lined up from Discord and Twitter today, man. So first we're going to be pulling some questions from here. Chat, feel free to talk and answer, or talk to us about it. We're going to get them eventually. Mods, please take note. Any questions, just post them in the Insert to Join Discord or save them for me and post them later. And with that, man, let's get going. So our first question, guys, was a two PC setup, pros and cons. Jonathan, you got thoughts on that, man?
Yeah. Okay. So when you're dealing with a two PC setup, okay, you've got your pros. You're looking at the ability to give the strongest possible attention of each PC to an individual task instead of having a single PC do both tasks at the same time. So while yes, two PCs does cost money, if you can afford it, it can actually increase your stream quality because you're not going to be straining one PC to be able to handle the encoding as well as the upload for the stream. So you just capture the gameplay off of the other one, which is focused on the game, to broadcast from another PC that is focused on just getting the stream to whatever platform you're going to. So it can increase the stream quality. It gives you a safety net if your game crashes. It's a safety net so that your stream won't necessarily crash as well. Because with games like PUBG, they're notorious for having having to restart your PC.
Yeah,
So,
but how likely do you think that all is, man? Because,
I've had it happen several times.
so you would have been thankful to have a two PC setup where you could have fell back on
Absolutely,
another one.
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, but would you want to
yeah.
invest the same money into both, or would you be willing to compromise a secondary
I mean,
PC to be less?
so I would 100% the stream PC. I would be willing to, I'd say, a little bit lower on the quality, because that one you don't really need the high intense graphics card that you would need for the like you would the game PC. So absolutely, I would definitely skimp a little bit on the stream PC. Oh.
So that's what I'm saying, though, man. Is like I feel like if I spent the same exact money, I put my Milky. Sorry, guys, we're doing this live on chat, so we're trying to keep it balanced in chat and this. But here's my thoughts on it, man. If I was gonna have a secondary PC, dude, I wouldn't want it to be just a backup. Like, I feel like I'd be willing to compromise, and make it cheaper. So maybe it wouldn't have I don't know, as much RAM. But like that's not the point,
Yeah,
right? Like
that's
you want
it.
it to, like it would be a gaming
the
PC
stream-
and then a
the stream PC would definitely be the lower quality one, because you want the game to be the highest quality it can be.
yeah, but you would like the things you would
because-
compromise in a gaming PC would be like your RAM, but the things you wouldn't compromise in a two PC setup would be like your would be your RAM. Like you'd sacrifice your GPU on your streaming PC because you're not going to be doing a lot of GPU encoding unless you have like an NVIDIA.
Yeah,
guess-
I mean, I 100% I'd be going with an NVIDIA to be able to encode the stream through the GPU. The GPU, well, okay, so the game PC, I would say I'd have like a 1080.
Mhm.
The stream PC, I would be willing to cut back and get maybe something like a 980.
Yeah,
Something that still has the ability and quality to encode and encode well enough that it's going to give you that little bit of quality increase.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing, man, is like most people don't need a two PC setup. Like no one really needs a two PC setup. Like the people who are doing two PC setups are the people that are gunning to stream full time, as like their primary source of income. Or they have, tons of, because like, when I think of two PC setup, man, I think of like Gathalion, Broman, like two people who I've seen talk about their second PC setups. Another one would be like Cabby. Cabby's talked about two PC setup. Other than them, man, like I don't really have any good
has
examples.
one as well.
Yeah, Bing. Yeah, actually, he talked about lately because he's had issues with it, which sucks, man. And that's one thing though, man. Is like one PC is just like was dead on him, So luckily he had a second PC to fall back on, but that's still, you know,
Yeah.
like who knows how much money he put into it.
Yeah, what really sucks is the one that went out was his streaming PC.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I think like a double PC setup is the dream, man, but it's not for everybody. It's going to be for the people that are like looking to go top tier. It's definitely not as a necessity. But as far as like, you know, a single PC, dude, like all you really need is just plenty of RAM. That way, like you're not using it all up gaming and you're not using it all up streaming. So you have ample RAM to do everything, and get a GPU that can, you know, handle both. You know, handle like the intense gaming, and then a CPU that can handle all the streaming. Or it'd be Lucky Shots, who actually has two different drivers. He has two 1070s, and with the help of Ghost from Texas, he somehow manipulated it where one driver is dedicated to encoding on stream, and one driver is dedicated to playing games. So he basically gets the best of a two PC setup, but it gets a little complicated. Yeah, I don't know the details of it, guys. I need Lucky to answer that question.
Yeah,
we'll get him onto that.
That's 100% a possible thing.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, you can, because in OBS you can actually dedicate, if you have multiple NVIDIA cards, you can dedicate which one is for what.
Yeah, and like I remember he said this. It wasn't through like Windows settings. It's through like NVIDIA like specific settings. Unfortunately, guys, I'm still in the AMD like 480 scene, so I don't really know like all the NVIDIA side of things. It's my goal. Like that's what I'm saving up for later. But like it's through NVIDIA's client, whatever that client is. I don't know the details about it, but literally
it's the GeForce.
The GeForce, yeah. So whatever that GeForce client, GeForce Experience, perfect. So it's through that apparently. That's all I really know about it. But I mean, literally, like, luckily in his case, like he he got the 1070s for much cheaper than a person normally would. But still, though, like buying a secondary GPU is a lot cheaper than buying an entire secondary PC. So that's an option. But in the case of like a single computer, man, what you really need, bare bones, is just like if you're playing PC games and that's what you're streaming, dude. All you really need is just ample RAM, a decent graphics card, and you know, a good CPU that can handle the encoding if your graphics card can't. So that's the bare bones of it. But someone asked earlier, they were like, hey, how do I stream from like a laptop? Very similarly to streaming from desktop. People are asking, you know, what kind of applications do you use? So let's just bundle these together, right? If you stream from your Xbox, it's all there on you. And the reason we say Xbox, guys, in this example is because we are Mixer streamers. Mixer is, you know, a platform that's integrated on Xbox, not on PS4 yet. So that's what we're going to tailor this experience to. That's where most people have their questions. So in this case, man, if you stream from your Xbox, like I started out that way, man. That's how I started streaming, was just Xbox and I connect as my camera, dude. And that was the move. And it got the job done, dude. Like I got my first few hundred followers like that. And it was all I could afford. It's all I could really handle. And it was good for me to test the waters of streaming, man. And get the basics down. Like, I gained those followers not through the quality of my stream, because I didn't have alerts. I didn't have notifications or interactions. It was just me doing my thing. So it really it forced me to build soft skills of like interacting with chat, talking to people, you know, keeping the conversation going. Like, you know, I definitely don't recommend streaming from your Xbox if you can do, you know, if you can afford better, or, you know, if you really want to get serious with streaming. But I think it did a lot for me as far as like builds those core like skills of streaming that are gonna like benefit you in the long run. Yeah, I see people chat saying right now, they were like, yeah, GPU prices are inflated right now. They are, guys. Those damn Bitcoin miners. But yeah, that's what I'm saying though, man, is like, it's still cheaper than buying an entire PC, but GPU prices aren't great right now. But that's a separate issue. But along with that, man, so like starting with streaming from your Xbox, it's possible, and that's its benefit to me, is like you get those soft skills down. But if you really want to stream from your laptop, that was my next step. I started streaming from my laptop, and not even with a graphics card, man.
That was my next step too.
Yeah, so you were the same boat. So I'm curious, did you buy a capture card yet, or did you rough it in game and stream from your laptop?
Well, and I personally, when I started, I discovered the PS4 Remote Play.
Yep, exactly.
Which gave me the ability to, you know, kind of what we were talking about before, stream without a capture card, which you can do with your Xbox as well. I don't know what the program.
Well, if you want to do it on Xbox, so PS4 Remote Play, guys, basically lets you like capture PS4 gameplay remotely. It's literally just the name. And you do it on Xbox, you literally just download the Xbox PC app or laptop app or whatever, you know, just computer application, and log into your account, get your Xbox, your literal Xbox affiliated with your Xbox app. Like it's gonna tell you to link your Xbox to your app. You do that, you link them together, and then once they're affiliated, you just click stream. And it's not like broadcasting. It's not broadcasting to Mixer. It's just literally on the Xbox app capturing your gameplay and, you know, putting it on your monitor. So from that point, once you capture that gameplay, which is the quality is gonna be based on your connection. So like when I first started, my connection was like iffy, or like when my roommates got home, it was iffy, but when they weren't home, it was great. And yeah, Far's saying he used his laptop with an Elgato for 7 months. And see, Far from Idle used a capture card.
I eventually, because the remote play for PlayStation eventually got an update that disallowed you from being able to where'd they go? Capture the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the whole point though, man, is like you get the app to capture your gameplay on your computer, because your computer is going to be managing all of it. So it's going to be running it through a program like OBS or XSplit, and you're going to be just capturing your display, and you can add in alerts and everything like that. And
what?
Guys, we're playing Fortnite while we're streaming, and Jonathan just got crapped on. Absolutely shit on. Absolutely, dude. At least you have sound. I'm over here playing like I'm deaf.
Yeah.
But
you know, I should probably do that too, just to make it.
It's all good, man. But either way though, guys. Yeah, so the whole point though is like it's possible to stream from your laptop with just a laptop. Just use the applications clever, you know, be creative about it. Because that's what I did. I didn't have the money. I didn't want to drop $60 on a graphics card or on a capture card, knowing that I'd be spending $1,000 on a desktop later. I would be like, I don't want to use this because I want to use an internal capture card, the HD60 Pro later, which was like $200 at the time. So like it would just be an extra $60.
As a note, using an external card to using an internal card, external cards, regardless of what brand you're using, Elgato, Magewell, the Razer, whatever the heck that thing's called, I can't remember, Ripsaw or something.
I think it's actually called like, it might be the Ripsaw. But yeah, it's basically I think it's the same thing as
external cards. Yeah, oh yeah, and AverMedia.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good company. All external cards have some sort of audio latency delay. It's for the Elgato seems to have solved that issue though with the HD60S.
That is true. I haven't used it, but yeah, I've heard it's really quality.
A good friend of mine, Inspector Jeff, who's a member of my VBI community management team, and just an amazing all-around good friend. He uses the S, which is how I know that they kind of solved that problem with it. But the internal cards, regardless, that audio latency delay is non-existent. So if you know that you're going to be using a desktop with an internal card, I would highly suggest waiting.
Yeah, I mean, like, in internal cards, from what I've heard, like, people basically told me, they were like, if you can afford to get an internal card, I don't have all the statistics, but that's what I use, man, and I actually haven't even used my 4K 60, but, like, I've heard really good things from it, man, and the point is that, like, you don't need it, but it's definitely there, and it's recommended.
Yeah.
But with that said, man, like there's options. It's just all in your budget, and it's about how creative you want to be. So, because that's a big part of it, man. Is like you can save a lot of money by just being clever, man. Like that's just a life lesson there. Like if you don't want to spend the money, DIY it, man. It'll help you in the long run. You'll be able to be a problem solver, and that's half of streaming, dude. Is being a problem solver. I don't know how many times you've come on stream and you have like issues, like all of a sudden your interactions don't want to work. Mixer API is borked and the alerts don't want to go off on time. But to round it all out though, man, in the order of like how you want to stream, Xbox to laptop to desktop, just based on pure power and efficiency. Because I don't want to spend too much time talking about this topic, but that's it, my man. And so going from there, though, people are asking, what kind of apps do you guys use? Well, we talked about using OBS and XSplit, right, as the actual applications that you stream with. But to accompany those applications as like complementary, software on Mixer, we use most people use SquirtBot. That's a chat bot that can actually be used with Twitch as well. But in this case, we really just use it for Mixer. So anyway, it's a chat bot, run my commands through it. It has currency, games, etc. That's what most Mixer streamers are using. And accompany with that, I also use Firebot, and Firebot is what I run my interactions through. Now, for those that don't know, Mixer has interactive capabilities. What that means is, like, if you go into a streamer's, channel, you're usually going to see a board below them. It's going to be the channel up front. Below it is going to be like all these little buttons, and to the right is chat. Those buttons are the interactions, and they're ran usually through software. Now, they can be programmed through like C#, Java, etc., but generally they're going to be ran through programs because it's much easier to use a client than to build your own, from scratch. And so in this case, Firebot manages everything. It adds sound effects. It lets me play GIFs. It even now does chat commands. So I technically have 2 chat bots now, and it just does everything I need it to do, man. As far as like interactions go. But along with that, I also have stream labels up to like write into, like who donates, who's recent follows, things like that. And it better controls my alerts. Like, I can mute, like, alerts. Like, right now I have alerts muted. So if you guys are following and doing notifications, I'll get those at the end of the stream or at the end of the podcast. But actually, I can just turn that back on, no big deal. I can redo alerts. So that's a really handy software. And outside of that, man, and it's just, like, my normal stuff. Like, right now we're using Discord. I have I have Chrome up for Twitter and stuff like that. I have Voicemeeter up. Yeah. Voicemeeter is a really big one because it helps me, like, manipulate my voice and clean it up.
Yeah,
and that goes into a whole different conversation.
Isn't really a necessary thing. And on the note of the interactions, neither is Firebot, because Scortbot is actually introducing their interactive abilities as well coming up. So if you don't want to have to worry about managing 2 bots, you can use just Scortbot for your chat commands and your interactions.
Yeah.
But here's the downfall to that, because if Scortbot goes down, which sometimes it does, or it's late catching up on the with the API, now not only is your chat command bot down, but so's your interactive bot.
Yeah, and you guys can't help everything, man. Like, things are gonna happen, so keep that in mind. Like, the more complex your setup gets, the more chance something's gonna go wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
at any point, any of these things could
split things.
Yeah, my biggest thing is like, I just listed all these dependencies. Voicemeter, Discord, OBS, Streamlabs, or Streamlabels. Sorry, and Streamlabs, I guess. But whatever. Firebot, Scortbot.
It's one and the same, I guess.
Like, if any one of those things stops working, then personally, I feel like the quality of my stream goes down, because it's not at its full potential that I designed it for. But that's just a personal preference, man, and it's as complex as you want it to be. You don't need all these little things, but they're there, and that's the whole point we're talking about.
Yeah,
but
increasing the quality of life for your viewers is always a good idea, because it gives them the comforts of knowing what's going on and knowing that they're part of what's going on. So while having the dependencies can cause problems, in the end, it's always worth it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take risks to, improve, man. And that's just one of those things. Like, you got to take risks to grow at all. I mean, you got to take the risk at first to start streaming to even, have a chance at anything. And you got to take risks to stand out. So, like, in this case, I'm taking risks to learn this software and do these things, because that's where, I think my creative ability comes out most, and that's where I shine as a content creator. But at the same time, like, if you're already, like, if it's a risk for you, or you're shining in that personal, like, connection and chat and everything, and you don't need those interactions to produce the quality of content that you want, then don't even sweat it, dude. Stick within the realm of what you're comfortable with, get a balance for that until you perfected it, and then start, learning something new again, man. The big thing is you just can't get complacent, because the second you get complacent, man, is when, you stop growing, because, people are out there outdoing you. It's just competition. So that's the biggest thing, man, is like, new software is gonna be coming too, man, so always stay on the lookout. Find that next Facebook, find the next Uber of things, because that's what everyone wants, right? So that's my big thing. And guys, thanks again for all the support. I just want to call out later. We're gonna thank everybody at the end of the stream, just because right now we're doing the podcast, it's something a little different, but I can't thank you all enough for the support. But back to the point, man. I think we hammered down applications enough. I think we've hammered down the talk. Yep. So now that we talked about how you guys can start streaming and applications to succeed as far as like software goes, man. First, someone asked, they were like, "Man, I just want to know how to get follows, how to get views." It's the big question, right? It's this thing everybody wants to know.
That's the perfect segue into networking.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking, man. So networking, guys, it's the big scary word that no one really understands, right? It's the thing where, like, when you picture it, at least with me, when people picture networking, I'm picturing like college. I'm picturing like business meetings. I'm picturing like job fairs. I'm picturing these really formal events, right? That's not streaming. That's not what people are doing, man. No one's like putting on their suit and tie and going to a tech cafe to network with other content creators. That's not a thing. But with that said, it does take effort, and that's the big part of it. But
Yeah, in networking, there's a right way, there's a wrong way, and then there's the way to get banned.
yeah. So here's the key feature of it, man. Is like every podcast I've listened to ever about like like networking and getting better, and I've listened to a lot, man. If I could just do a shout out for a series out there, man, Professor Broman, he has a series called Ask Broman, dude. He's doing it right. He doesn't just answer just like streaming related questions. He answers just like all general questions, but he puts it one way, and other people have put it very similarly, that networking should feel like making friends, right? And if it doesn't feel like making friends, man, then you're not networking with the people you should be networking with. That's my point, man. For instance, DJ here just came in, dropped a fat host. Appreciate it, brother. And that's just somebody that I just happened to meet on the directory, dude. He's one of the first streamers I ever played with, and I honestly believe it's thanks to him, dude, that I became one of the content creators I am today. Same with Far From Idle. Far From Idle was just another bud, man. I got to know through just playing in the Destiny directory. I got to meet him. We became buds, and now he was the first stream time I ever joined on, man. He was the captain of it.
And the way that these guys all support each other, and become friends and network with each other, is by hanging out in each other's streams, supporting each other, while the other one's streaming if somebody's not. It's being there for
like the people and the gameplay. John's in a fight right now, so I'm just gonna talk for him. But it's about investing in the people around you that you want to work with, right? Like everyone's gonna want to obviously work with Professor Broman. Everyone want to work with Syph. And if you guys know, at the time of this recording, Syph is, as far as I know, the biggest individual content creator on Mixer. He has like 130,000 follows almost. And everyone wants to work with the people that are at the top, because why not, right? They have the biggest reach, they have the most influence, etc., etc. And like that's all well and good, but you can't just you got to prove yourself a little bit. You can't just come off the street to the NBA and be like, yo man, I don't know if you just saw that dunk, but I'm ready for the big leagues. I'm ready to ball. Like, I don't know if you just saw me crank that home run, but I'm ready for the MLB. Like you can't just do that. You have to earn the steps to get to work with the people you want to work with. That's where sponsors come in, and partnership, and etc. Like you have to work your way towards there, man. Baby steps. And so the most effective baby steps you can take, man, are investing in your viewers. Appreciate every viewer that comes in, and investing in your content creators around you. So in the people that are in the directory, like it's cool. Like there's nothing saying that a small content creator can't work with a big content creator. That's bullshit. But you also just can't come in with that attitude of like, yo man, we should work together. You need to kind of like pace yourself and just be a person, right? Just be like, hey man, I really like the way you do things. I've been watching you for a while. I think your quality. I think we'd work well together. And that's best done in private, right? Like it's not as done. It's worst done on stream when you come in and you're like, yo bro, we should co-stream together. Like if you guys know, co-stream is a thing on Mixer. It's where you can basically share the stream. The
way that doesn't work, and you see it all over Mixer, Twitch. It's just bad business. Walk into somebody else's channel and just start spamming your channel. Go follow me. Come follow me. I play this. I do that. We should do. No. That.
Yeah, you're gonna make more enemies than friends that way. I also see someone in chat mention follow
You're
for
just
follow.
gonna get flat out banned in 90% of any channel you do that in.
Yeah, but I think that method though, like that's not the tactic, right? Like they're not trying to make friends with the streamer.
Yeah.
They're trying to connect with the audience by just spamming something, right? Getting someone's attention. And the thing is, like, if it didn't work, dude, like no one's gonna like succeed off that. But the reason people still do it is because someone's out there is getting follows from it, right? Like it's working enough for somebody to do it. They're not making any friends. They're not making greater influence. Like those people, they come in and do that. Those people are never gonna want to work with them as content creators. But those guys are doing it for the cheap follow, right? They might do that, ruin themselves in front of 50 people or plus, and hope to make an impression on one kid who might be gullible enough to drop a follow on him, right? But the thing is, like, that's quality of viewership, honestly, and that kid who drops the follow on you. Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, if you get followers that way, dude, you're not getting quality viewership. You're just getting someone to grow your number. And if you want to grow numbers, dude, get a calculator. Like that, if you can grow your numbers all day through a calculator, man, that's my biggest thing. Like, but if you want to make, like, if you want to build a community, which should be everyone's goal, dude, then you need to do it right. And that's gonna be investing in people, man. That's what streaming is. It's the practice of investing in people, and through whatever. Like, it's not even video games, man. It's bigger than that. It's, you know, there's people out there who are streaming cooking, people out there streaming sewing, people out there making moves. And yeah, people are saying basically if you come in there and stream or like that, you try to make people like follow you by saying, yo guys, this guy blows, we just watched him die 30 minutes in a row, why don't you come watch me and watch some wins, get some dubs. Like, one kid might come check you out, but everyone else in that channel is gonna be like, yo dude, that's kind of shitty of this guy, that's messed up, and they're gonna write you off as a dick. So don't be that guy, man.
Yeah.
Nobody
likes that guy.
Yeah, be the guy that hangs out in communities. Like, go watch Far From Idle. Go hang out with DJ Hero. Go hang out on this channel and just be like, hey, man, like, you know, what do you think about this game? Or like, nice kill, good play, whatever. Hang out, man, in the channels that you already enjoy and network with those guys, because support goes full circle, dude. The people you give support to want to give support back. You know, like, everyone's least favorite thing is like doing a giveaway, and the guy who gets the giveaway is some kid who just came in for the giveaway. Like, right? Like, it's the kid who didn't come there for you, it's the kid who came there because you're giving away free shit. Like, that's the example here, man, is people want to invest in the people that give back to them. And so, invest in the communities you want to, you know, you would watch, man. So just think, it's not that hard. Think about people you watch relative to your, you know, progression right now as a player, as a person, as a content creator, and go look for those people, man. So, like, find a small content creator you enjoy and build them up. Work with them. And I'm not trying to make this sound like free labor, but I'm saying, like, it should feel like playing with your buddies, man. Like, that's what networking should be like. Just hang out, make friends, shoot the shit, have a good time, and then, you know, by chance, as like an accessory, then like you guys happen to grow together as content creators. That's the big thing, man, is it all just comes with time, dude. And another way to grow viewership is like branch out, do things like recently, man, I've branched out to like Instagram, which has been a huge thing for me. Like, people have been coming to the channel being like, hey dude, I found you on Instagram, and like that's been cool. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's been like maybe a dozen people. Like, it hasn't been a ton, but you know, that's a dozen people who probably wouldn't have been Mixer other most of the time, man. Like, you know, and the reason they found me specifically is, I will be transparent about it, I advertised some stuff on Instagram. So for like $15, I put out a video for like 5 days, and it reached like 13,000 people or something like that, or like 5,000 people to 13,000 people. And, you know, it reached some people, and like a dozen of them were, you know, interested enough to come check out the channel. That's you know, that's my experience, man. And like, that's just another thing, is like, if you put all your eggs in one basket, then nothing wrong with that, but you may not grow as somebody else who's branching out. Like, let me just, for reference, go back to top content creators, because, you know, why not use them as examples? They're the ones, you know, that are the top of the food chain here, the ones that are setting examples. They're not just streaming, dude. They have Patreon for support, they have YouTube, they have Instagram, Twitter. They're all over the place, man. And
being a content creator is not just about who you are on stream either. It's about who you are off stream as well, how you handle your community and your social interactions across the board, whether it's in your Discord, whether it's in your you know, your social media accounts. 100%, if you are a crappy person off stream but an amazing content creator, you're not going to get very far, because you're not going to reach the people that you need to outside of whatever platform you're on.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing though, man, is like, people need to keep that relevance of like, you know, you're one person, especially when you're starting out. No one owes you anything, and no one knows you exist. And like, that starts out as a shitty feeling, but it's also a good example of like a good reinforcement of like, you're just starting, so it's a good time to grow, take risks, you know, make adjustments, try new things out, because no one cares. It's all good. It's your stream. You can do whatever the hell you want. But with that said, like, don't be too like disappointed when it's like no one comes and watches you when you're first starting. That's everyone's big beef, is like, I stream so many hours a day, I get all these dubs, and yet no one wants to hang out with me. And I'm like, that's not the thing, is people, it's not that people don't want to hang out with you, it's because people don't know you. They don't know you exist. And like, if you guys want to start off right, man, start off knowing people, invest in other communities. It's the biggest thing for everybody, man. Invest in communities, and, you know, they'll give back, man. That's exactly how it works. But along with that though, dude, it's just, oh my god, we're both in fights. This sucks.
We're in the same fight.
Ooh. Yeah, we are. I can't even, this silence sucks. Anyway, so back to it though, man. The whole point though is, dude, is like the numbers will come, but if you don't invest in the people, then they're not gonna give a shit about your numbers. Because the people that are watching you when you're starting out, they don't care about your numbers. They care about the person. So invest in those, because those are gonna be the homies that are there when you're hitting your 1K milestones, your 10K milestones, your 100K milestones. Those are the people that become your mods. Those are the people that become your support system. And without them, dude, like, you know, what's the point? You know. Back to the calculator analogy. If you wanted numbers, go buy a calculator. But let's see. I think we talked a lot about that. I mean, if anyone has any questions about that, feel free to keep asking. But basically, don't be a douchebag. You know, invest in people. Along with that, people are asking, do we need certain accessories to stream? Depends on like what you're saying. Like if you want, I thought Jonathan was gonna save me there. You savage! Didn't even revive me. You savage. But anyway, though, guys, so accessories, it all goes back to depending what you have. Like, if you are streaming from PC, then you probably want a mic, and you probably want, like, lights, and you might want a green screen. You might want a nice camera, and some borders, and things. That all comes later, dude. That's all, like, you know, back to accessories of, like, the quality stream you want. But not a big deal. So let's pull some questions from chat, guys, because now we're starting to, like, really mow through these. And if you guys don't have any questions, we're just going to go back to networking and start talking about, like, next steps is streaming. You know, like, once you make some friends, man, what are some...
Okay, so, I mean, here's one that somebody put in the Discord. Should you be on your phone during the stream to text friends, play music, or watch other streams? This is assuming no emergencies and having the volume loud enough for your viewers to hear. Hell no.
I mean, okay, you know, obviously, like, you need to be invested in your stream, because if you don't even want to hang out in your stream, no one else is going to want to hang out in your stream.
You maybe have your phone near you in case of an emergency, but your focus should be on your chat. You shouldn't have another stream up on your phone that your viewers is loud enough to hear. And you know, somebody texts you while you know, if you've got a down point, you know, send them a quick text back, you know, keep it going. But you know, it shouldn't be like a habitual thing that you're constantly on your phone, always trying to, you know, support your friend who's streaming while you're streaming. I mean, you can do that by, you know, if they're streaming while you're ending your stream, post them.
Yeah, man, and like, there's nothing wrong with like
hang in their stream after that. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah, guys, like watching or having someone's stream open is called leaving a lurk, man. People are called lurkers, and if anyone like knows that term, but if you guys don't know the term lurkers, it just means you literally lurk in someone's channel. You just hang out in their channel, you don't talk, but you add to their viewership, and your presence, you know, is what you're contributing. Dude, lurkers, you know, we've joked around with it, man. People have said like, you know, lurkers are the backbone of streaming. But to be honest, dude, like, there's nothing wrong with lurkers, man. Like, there's people who don't want to chat. Me personally, dude, I've been watching Twitch a lot since I was like, man, I don't know, 16, 17, and, you know, now I'm 23. And I started watching streams probably more like 17, 18, really. But either way, man, I watched streams a lot, and I never chatted. Because I didn't care to. I had nothing I wanted to say. I just wanted to watch people, man. I wanted to be entertained. I didn't want to contribute. I wanted to be entertained. And there's nothing wrong with that. So recognize that if someone watches you and they don't say anything, they're not trying to judge you necessarily, and they're not trying to, you know, impede you doing your thing. They just want to, they're hanging out because they appreciate you, because they like the way you do things. But just because, you know, maybe they have anxiety on chatting on the internet. Maybe they don't have anything to say personally. They just like what you do, and they appreciate the person you are. Whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. And I'm still the same way, dude. I still lurk in Twitch streams. I only chat with like the people I know. Like from VBI and stuff, man. And I just want people to know that too. Like, oh, guys, big thing though, don't call out your lurkers, man. We talked about that before in our first podcast.
Absolutely. That is the biggest way to chase them. That is the easiest way to chase them away.
Yeah, and what we mean by that, man, is like the viewers. If he's in your channel, man, like he wants to see you talking, so you have to keep talking. But there's apps out there that'll let you recognize like who's in your channel before like you check your viewer list and stuff, or like before they say something in chat. And just because you see them there, you know, that doesn't mean you just need to call them out and be like, yo, bro, like, what's up? Thanks for checking out the channel. As much as you want to, because I've been there, dude. I did it. And it took the real homies to talk to me, and they were like, hey, dude, you shouldn't be doing that because it makes them uncomfortable. Like, that person who didn't say anything, they probably didn't want to. Like, right? They're probably just chilling and just seeing, you know, kind of person you are. And then you called them out, and they were like, well, this guy's not worth conversation. I'm just going to dip because it's awkward. And that's the whole point, man. So just don't call out your lurkers, and as much as you want to, and not that it's wrong to, be aware of who's hanging out on your channel, but it's only going to add stress to you if they leave, or it's going to make you upset if they leave, and it's just going to make them feel awkward if they didn't want to talk. So it's just best to let them come to you, keep being talking, encourage them, be like, hey, does anybody think, like, what I do all the time, man, when I want to talk to somebody, ask an open-ended question, instead of addressing them specifically and being like, yo, you, Dark Exalted, what's up, brother? Thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you're doing fantastic, and I hope you drop that follow, yada yada, whatever. Instead of that, dude, giving the whole elevator speech, I'm gonna be like, hey, does anybody play this game before? Anybody know what the hell? What do you guys think about the double pump in Fortnite? You guys think it's cheesy? You guys think it's good? Whatever. And like, you get people to, you provoke thought and provoke question, because people are opinionated, dude. People want to talk to people about things they know. So right.
So another way to deal with it, and this is how I do it sometimes. Just they're there.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with being aware.
Ignore the fact that they're there, but randomly once in a while, bring up the fact that you appreciate the people that are hanging out. They could have been anywhere, but they're here. Let them know that, without actually saying anything directly to them, that you appreciate their viewership and their support of the channel. That in and of itself can also bring up a reason for them to pop in and say, hey man, thanks for letting us know that you care, and you're doing a good job, or I think you're doing great at the game, or something like that. So I mean, it's just a great way, to really let the people know that you they're there and you appreciate it without actually being rude.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing is, like, people are gonna be like, well, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm trying to be like inclusive, I'm trying to be welcoming, and I get that, guys. You have every right intention, but at the same time, like, you have to keep in mind that as a streamer, you're an entertainer, and as an entertainer, when you break that role of like entertainment to call someone out, like, that may not be exactly what they signed up for. And that's our point, man. It's just, always stay aware of like, content creation, because at the very core of it, man, you're an entertainer. You can be a friend to your viewers, you can be a role model, an example, a whatever, man, but at the core of it all, you still got to be an entertainer. So whether your entertainment is like reality, like right now we're just shooting the shit talking about a podcast live on stream while we suck dick at Fortnite, or your game is that you're a baller and you go, you get chicken dinners and you win everything in Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, whatever your thing is, dude, capitalize on that, build on it, recognize it first off, really take a look at yourself and be reflective. Every good move I've ever made in regards to streaming came from self-reflection. Just really watching my own content and realizing, man, what did I do that was cringy? Because I don't know how many times I've cracked a joke on stream. Now I embrace it, right? Like, now I tell people I want to be Mixer's most dad without the kids.
I want to that's a great way
jokes.
To get into the into another segment. And how do I get the follows? And that's by being who you are. Because if you're just joking around, having a good time, interacting with chat, even if nobody's there, that's going to show people who you are and give them a reason to want to say something or hit that follow button.
Exactly, man. So it's just the whole point, guys, is that as a streamer, you're more than just a gamer. Most people, like, everyone likes games. We're all gamers, but not everyone's gonna be the next Shroud, Doc, Ninja, Summit. Not everyone's gonna be that guy. So you gotta you gotta be a people person. So if you can't be that top tier gamer, then you have to be a people person. That's just how that's gonna work. Sorry guys, I'm mesmerized by Jonathan's creative plays on pushing his enemy closer to him with impulse grenades. Really,
I was trying to push.
I was really questioning your methodology there, Cotton, but do you? But chat's calling me out right now. They're like, yeah, like that's like when Hoosier claims he's good at Rainbow Six Siege. Thanks, chat. Got my back. Thanks, chat. But yeah, that's the whole point they're saying, guys, is that like you're not gonna when you start streaming, dude. As cool as it is to grow your numbers, man, you gotta stay
true to who you are.
I mean, yeah, if we're gonna get all Tumblr about it, but I'm just saying, like,
I mean,
you really just gotta stay in reference, man. That those numbers aren't just numbers. Like, this isn't you just scoring on your math test because you did something right. That's someone like giving you the okay, the thumbs up. You know, they may never come back. I don't know how. Like, you know, there's a reason that I have almost 6,000 followers, but I only have, you know, an average of like 30 to some viewers, and on a average stream. And that's because people, you know, they come in and they drop posts on you based on the situation. There's people who come in raids and they're all part of the moment and the hype and the excitement, and they drop a follow because they think I'm killing it that day, but they only really dropped a follow because their favorite streamer showed support and they're never going to come back. And that's fine too, man. That's fine. I know people who are super against that. They're like, if you're just dropping a follow because, you know, you think it's funny or cool or whatever, then you're never going to come back, then, you know, go fuck yourself. That's dumb, right?
Yeah, no,
like,
I mean, but that follow there can be the reason that the next person follows and comes back, because
and like my biggest thing though, man, is like you can't just be like shutting down people's, you know,
I mean, I'm not
generosity.
I'm not saying.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, people
no.
have like done that. Like, they've gotten really elitist about it. They're like, yeah, I may only have 300 followers, but I have 60 viewers. And like, I don't know if anyone's even hitting those numbers because that's a pretty good like return. But that's what I'm saying though, man. Is like some people get really prideful about like their amount of like followers in comparison to their viewership. And like at the end of the day, it's all bullshit. Like, you know, if you have a kick-ass community, that's between you and your community. That's sick. And if you want to share that with like charity and you want to share that with others through that, that's sick too. What no one really gives a shit about is no one cares if your entire community thinks that you're God, because, you know, why would they? So that's my biggest thing, man, is just like, you know, like, and it's cool to succeed, and that's all like well and good, but just keep in mind, man, that your success is relevant to you, not to everybody else, and, you know, just be respectful of that. And always just keep that in relation that those people are people too. They're not just some other name. Like, it doesn't matter if the guy's name is Long Schlong 69. Doesn't matter. He's still a person too, man. Long Schlong. But that's the big thing though, dude. Is just invest in your community, man. They'll invest back in you. Sorry guys, as I get wrecked. I tore up that guy so hard. And Jonathan, nice potato cannon there, bud. But, yeah, guys, I gotta say that, man, I love my viewers with crazy names, dude. Like, here we got all the people. We got Kleewee, Far From Idle, Boogeyman. These are all normal names, dude. You're gonna have that guy who comes in, and he's gonna be, like, his name's gonna be Left Shark, right? From, like, when that Left Shark meme was hot. And he's gonna remind you of that time, and you're gonna kind of chuckle a little bit, because it's funny. Or you're gonna see that guy across chat, whose name's gonna be, you know, Ugandan Knuckles, for, like, these memes, these future memes that I can't even predict right now, dude. You know, embrace them. And make a connection, man, because, like, if you know, find that thing. For me, I love talking about those names, dude. I love, you know, cracking jokes with viewers and their names. That's how I connect with people. And I think that connection is what lets them know, like, the kind of streamer I am, and it gets them invested in the community. But, you know, take advantage of those. I love someone just in chat goes, my heinous anus. I'd say that would be a great name. I hope I meet heinous anus. What a guy. What a legend. Well, that's the thing though, dude, is like whatever your thing is, like if you're not a funny streamer and like, you know, you're a pretty serious guy, don't try to be a funny streamer. Because all you're going to be doing is you're be coming out cringy as balls, and, you know, you're going to watch your VODs and you're going to, you know, hate yourself. Oh god, what'd I do? Everyone's just chatting terrible names right now. This is great. But that's the whole thing though, dude, is like, you know, be self-reflective, understand the kind of person you want to be, and look at the streamer you want to be, dude. As a content creator, I've changed my persona several times, based on the games I play and my goals as a content creator. Like, when I first started playing Destiny, dude, that was a game I was good at. I didn't have to work to be good at that game, so I just talk shit with chat, and I'd always end up, like, top couple on the leaderboard, and we'd be golden. So I got to invest in chat and just be chill and laid back, and people came for that. They came for the relaxed atmosphere. And then when Destiny started tapering off going into Destiny 2, I started playing more Siege, and I got a little more competitive. I was still pretty relaxed for the most part, but every now and then I get competitive, and they saw a different side of me. They saw the hype Hoosier, right? And we used to get really into it and celebrate that. and I brought in a different crowd. I brought in a crowd that loved that excitement. They loved that flow. And then I got a PC and I started playing PUBG. And then I started bringing in people who thought it was funny that I sucked so bad at PUBG. And then I got kind of decent. And then I brought in people who like loved that intense PUBG gameplay with my sense of humor and my atmosphere. So it's just, there's nothing wrong with you changing as a person, man. But be aware that as you change to fit, your desired style, the same people who used to watch you may not come watch you anymore. You may not be their kind of content creator anymore, and that's okay, dude. I talk all the time about how I miss my boys.
That's a lesson that Hoosier learned just recently.
Yeah, I learned it all the time, dude. I learn it every time I switch games, dude. Like now I'm a Fortnite streamer. Not exclusively. I'm still a variety streamer. I stream pretty much everything, something different every day. But like, I first got started as a Destiny only streamer. Then I got known as a Rainbow Six only streamer. And then I played a lot of PUBG because I wanted to get good at it. And not that I ever really got known as a PUBG only streamer, but like it's what I played a lot and I was bad. And so, I lost my community for a little bit because people didn't want to watch me get good. They wanted to watch me play something I was already good at. Or they wanted to play with me. That was a big thing too, man, on Mixer. Is like when you're growing, dude, it's cool to play with viewers. But you really gotta be careful with how you organize that. A big lesson I learned, man, is when I started streaming, dude, I only had 1 or 2 viewers. And those 1 or 2 viewers, I got to know them really well, and so I ended up playing with them, right? It just made sense. It was like, yeah, man, we've hung out for like several days just chilling and stream. You want to play some games? Cool, let's do it. And so we'd rock some games, and then as my viewership grew from like a couple people to like 20 people, or from a couple people to like, in the case of Rainbow Six Siege last summer, dude, 150 people, when that game was insanely hot, and I put all this time into it, and I was doing viewer games, and I broadcast. It was my own fault. I broadcasted myself as a viewer streamer. I was like, guys, I play with viewers every stream. I did. That was my catch, dude. I told everyone I play with viewers every stream, and now people are looking at me. They're like, bro, you don't have to play with anybody anymore. And it's because I looked back, and there was a day, dude. I remember looking at my Scorebot queue because that was one of the functions that had a queue system, and I look at the queue, and I had 80 people who I streamed for 10 hours that day, and I still had 80 people I never got to. And I still remember this so vividly because it sucked. And I remember looking at like the people right in the middle, and those were the homies that had been like supporting me since the very beginning, and they never played the entire day. They never got to play with me. And I was like, dude, I would have loved to play with them, man. It would have kicked ass to run with the boys that I've been playing with for months. But I got caught up in the views. I got caught up in the viewership. And I realized that a queue system was not good for me. Now, I don't diss anybody if you're playing with viewers, dude. It's great. Like playing with viewers lets you connect with people on a more personal level in game, right? And especially in Mixer right now, man, it's a complaint, and it's a pro and con. People can talk about it all the time. They're like, man, it's really great. Like, so and so plays with viewers. It's awesome. And at the same time, people are like, yeah, so many people play with viewers that I don't like. When I play with my friends, I'm punished. And I'd be lying if I said like I don't feel that way sometimes too. But at the same time, like, that's my decision. And that just comes with that. That's the consequence of that decision. And you just got to be real with it. Like, if you want to get viewership, then that's just how it is. Even Brappleberry knows it, dude. He's a homie from high school.
I actually remember when you decided to stop doing that.
Dude, I had this epiphany. Like several times I've had the same epiphany, and it's related, and it's resolved to me getting...
He was like, what do you guys think about moving to this style instead? And that was a big thing also, is going to the people that help run your stream to make sure that they understand what's going on as well.
Yeah, that's true. Like we talked about earlier, moderators. Someone asked how to mod a moderator, how to like make people mods. Mods should only be people that you trust the most to run your stream how you want it to be ran. So give it to your close friends. Like for a while, Brappleberry was my mod. And he's still my boy from high school, but he's not a mod anymore, man, just because, I need people that I need to be around more regularly. So he's still my boy, but he's not a mod anymore. Doesn't mean I don't love him. It's just how it is. But back to the whole point though, man, is like, when that day was like the first time I really like regretted playing with viewers. And it wasn't because I really regretted playing with viewers, I just regretted not playing with the people I really wanted to play with. And so I made adjustments, right? Like I made people, instead of just joining the queue all freely, I put in a barrier. I said, hey, you can only join if you join my Discord. right? Like I put a barrier in there. So people were like, yo, screw Discord. I don't want to add that. I don't want to download Discord, make an account, and join your Discord. So screw you. And so that was like an extra barrier. So I only played with the people who really wanted to play with me. And, you know, I got to play with my boys, you know, because of that. On top of that, then there was the whole thing of like my high school friends. Someone brought up to me, they're like, yo, dude, we haven't seen you in months. What's good? And I was like, shit, dude, you're right. I got so caught up in streaming. I haven't talked to my boys that I grew up with in forever. Like, let's get some games in. And then I had to communicate that. I was like, hey guys, like, you know, I'm still the same Hoosier. I'm still doing things, but like, I'm playing with my high school buds tonight. Be cool with that. And I lost some people from that, right? They were like, oh, well, like I joined your Discord. Now you're still not gonna play with me? Go fuck yourself. And like, it's just how that works, man. Like, you can't please everybody all the time. But you know, that made me happier. Like, it made me happy to be able to play with my buddies and do the thing. And I still go back and forth though, man. I still play with viewers. Like now, the system I've come with that I really enjoy is that I play with viewers, but I only play with viewers for a certain amount of time in my stream. So like, I dedicate Saturdays now to gonna be Fortnite Saturdays, where I'll play with viewers for the first like 2 or 3 hours of my stream on Xbox, and then I usually switch to PC and I'm gonna play like Fortnite this Sunday with Saturday with Lucky Shots. And then on top of that, man, we got we have Siege Sunday, where I play the first few hours with viewers on Xbox, and then I go play PC with Jonathan, and we go kill it. And I do that because like that's where I want to do. I want to get better on PC gaming, and I want to do it with my boys. But I also want my viewers to feel connected, man. One big thing personally for me, dude, is that I've had people come in there and they go, hey man, I'm a big fan of your channel. I'm a big fan of you. You know, I want to play, I want to do things or whatever. Like, you know, keep doing the thing. Sometimes it's just, I'm a big fan. Let's do your thing. To me, dude, when someone says they're a fan, it means that I don't know them or they don't know me, because I don't consider my regulars fans, right? Like I consider them friends, buds, community members. They're not fans. They're friends, or you know, there's something more. And so when people say they're fans, I'm like, man, like that's not what I want. I don't want to build a community of fans while I still can help it, right? Like I want to build a community of friends, and that's been like a big focus for me. And that's kind of been like the driving force of like everything, man. Is like, as long as I can still invest in my community and you know, like make them feel like they're not just another fan. Because if they want to be a fan, dude, they have YouTube for that. You know what I mean? Like there's people who do content creation on a whole nother level, more professional than I ever could right now with my resources. And if they want to be a fan, they can be a fan of their favorite movie star. They can be a fan of their favorite YouTube content creator or whatever. But if they want to, you know, be a part of this community, then they're going to be a friend. And that's as long as they keep coming around and hanging out and let me get to know them just as they get to know me. And that's where I'm building those deep connections now, dude. That's my thing. So I don't know how you feel about the whole situation, Jonathan. I know I kind of went on like a huge talk right there.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, playing with viewers is fine. I mean, it's you really should. I mean, it's a good way to encourage people to come around. You play a game they want to play, but having like when you had your queue system, there was so much downtime between playing, you know, that you spent a quarter of your time during the stream just sitting there in the menus, and that's, you know, not something that a lot of people are going to want to sit through. So, you know, having the system that you have now, you know, you play until you leave, and then we'll get somebody else in, but you have to get in this method is, I think, a fair and even way for the people that are always there to support and the people that want to stick around to be part of that as well. It gives a fair and equal opportunity for everybody, and it's a great way to encourage that type of community interaction and longevity.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, guys. I just want to be clear. Maybe I was too hard on it, but like I'm not dissing playing with viewers, man. I did it for the longest time, and that was pretty much my fastest period of growth ever, right? There's a reason people do it, and it's because they love meeting, you know, viewers, and they love growing their communities. It's the best of both. But for me, man, it just wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't doing the things I wanted to do, and so I prioritized. And Jonathan's talking about the same thing, man.
Yeah, when it ends up taking over the majority of the stream, and there's less gameplay and more of nothing,
Yeah, the best way I could phrase it, man,
there's
was
something that needs to change.
yeah, if like for me, like the best way I phrased it, like when I had to tell my viewers that I was done doing viewer games like that, because I was still doing viewer games, just like not like that, not in a queue system. And when I told them, I was like, guys, it's not because I don't want to play with y'all. It's not because I don't appreciate my community and the time you guys spend here. It's the opposite. I want to value your time, and I don't think 2 games values your time. You know, I'm sacrificing loyalty just for, you know, the single experience of a follower, a viewer, or whatever, and I want to reward loyalty. But on top of that, I felt like when I was running things as a queue system, I felt less like a person, less like a content creator, less like a, you know, a streamer, and I felt more like the dude at the amusement park who lets people on and off rides. You know what I mean? Like in the case of Siege, you know, I'd get 4 or 5 people in a run, you know, 4 people in a run on Siege. I'd let those 4 people play a couple games, and then I'd kick them out and get new people on the ride, and they'd play their 2 games, and then I'd get new people in. And that just wasn't, when I looked on that reflection of like that experience, I was like, is 2 games really worth it? Do I think I'm so kick-ass that 2 games is worth their time awaiting to come play with me? I don't think so, man. Quick plug. Can we please give Orkush Eurobis a shout out for being the first dude to buy merch? My man's. Good seeing you, homie. But the whole point I'm trying to make though, dude, is like that wasn't the message I was trying to send. So I made adjustments. I sacrificed, you know, some things to bring my stream back to the direction and the experience I want it to be. So that's what I'm saying though, guys. And I hope you guys, you know, there's nothing wrong with starting out streaming or playing with followers, especially like, you know, when you're first getting there. I just hope you guys like always keep in mind that you don't forget the people who made you like successful. That was my whole thing. But on top of that, you guys have any questions, man? We're kind of just going on our own little tangents here. I think we're missing stuff. So if anyone had anything in chat, please ask now, because we're kind of running through all our questions. Yeah. And so someone asked a question about, do you use Skype or Skype for Business? That was a joke from one of my coworkers who we use Skype for Business. But real, like low-key, guys, if you guys are wondering what the best chat app on your computer is, Discord. Hands down. Discord. That's what me and Jonathan are talking through right now. You can control your input, you can control the volume of the output, you can crank up people individually or like entirely. It's also safe. They have a streamer enabled mode where you can like protect your IP and things like that. Dude, I can't advertise Discord enough, man. It's the move. TeamSpeak, it's okay. I haven't used TeamSpeak a lot personally. I only downloaded it for like one buddy.
TeamSpeak is so 2011.
I mean, I'm not gonna get elitist on it, dude. I don't have anything against TeamSpeak. It's just that all my buddies now use Discord. It's just like I think it's a trend, man. Discord's doing a lot of things right, and they kind of just took over. So like by the time I had a PC, everyone I was messing with was already on Discord. So I got nothing against TeamSpeak. I think it's just as needed. Like, you know, I don't know what the perks of TeamSpeak are versus Discord. I'm just not informed enough. But I can tell you, like, the perks of Skype over Discord are none. The benefits of, like, Discord over Skype are infinite, though. Like, it does everything better, more reliably, and, like, more intuitive than Skype ever did. Like, I mean, Skype's what I used when I was trying to flirt with, like, the cheerleaders freshman year of high school. Discord's what I use now for, like, business, like, to do this and hang out. So that's what I think of, man. It might just be a personal thing. But... oh wait, no, hands in chat. My girlfriend's in chat. No, there weren't any cheerleaders ever. That wasn't a thing. I didn't Skype cheerleaders. No, dude. No. I wasn't on Omegle at all, mom. Oh man. So someone's asking right now, I was like, hey man, do you think like I have what it takes to be a good streamer? I'm like, hey man, I hope you think you have what it takes to be a good streamer, dude. My opinion doesn't mean shit. If you don't believe in yourself, then what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you want my honest opinion, I think anyone in this chat right now and elsewhere has every bit of potential and every opportunity to be successful. I say opportunity lightly because people are going to start saying, they're like, yeah, but I don't have as much money as so-and-so. And like that sort of opportunity is different. But I mean, the opportunity to stream in general, the opportunity to be a talkative and invested content creator, everyone can do that. You know, everyone who owns an Xbox can technically be a streamer. Anyone, you know, and as part of that, you can also just talk to people who are in your stream. That's just a thing. So that's my whole reasoning there, man. It's like everyone has the potential to be successful, however you deem success. For me, man, when I started streaming, dude, I told myself that my first 100 followers is where I would decide I'm successful. You know what I mean? And like, it's laughable looking at it now when I'm at 6K that like, you know, is 100 really worth it in the long run? But like, that's not the point. It's not the number. It's the fact that like, you know, 100 different people at some point in my content creation career were like, hey man, you're worth it. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate you. At least enough to drop a, you know, a like or a follow. And to me, that was enough, man. I was like, man, 100 strangers on the internet. Maybe not 100 strangers, because I'm sure some of them are my boys, or some of them were like, you know, friends from college or whatever. But at the same time, man, like I got to 100 people somehow that were like, hey man, I appreciate you enough to drop you a follow. And after that, dude, like you'll hear me sometimes get frustrated that, you know, like I'm not meeting goals I want to meet to, you know, like become partnered or stuff. Because, you know, I have other goals. And to get to these goals, I need viewership and follows and yada yada, etc. But like those are all, like, it's all small in the long run, dude. The big things that are really going to make a streamer successful, and I keep reminding myself of, and Jonathan does too, is investing in the community you got, man. Like I said, if I have 6,000 followers, but only 20 viewers, that's not a great ratio. But if I think about, you know, all the people I talk to in Discord, you know, the 30, 40 buds that come in and out of Discord all the time, any given time, like those are the homies, man. And meeting those guys and their support is infinite to me. So that's the point I'm trying to make, dude, is like whatever you deem successful, don't forget that.
Yeah, I mean, but what you deem successful is not necessarily what the person sitting next to you is going to deem successful.
Yeah, everyone has their own goals, man. Like I said, 100 for me was enough to realize I was good enough.
It's 100% going to be up to you on how you view it, how you handle it, and how
you can't do this to me.
You
Hannah just came in. The problem of doing a live episode and talking about the cheerleaders you used to talk to on Skype is that your jealous girlfriend's gonna come in and stick her cold ass toes.
I won.
Where? I didn't see it. Oh, chat. You know, get you a girl, guys, that gets jealous like that. Those are the keepers. Oh my god, did you stick your feet in a freezer?
I was right.
Lies. Lies.
Right.
Alright, lies. Alright. Anyway, Darkos, he goes, I got a question. Scotty or Scorp? Oh, you're talking about bots. Scotty or Scorpbot? I mean, personal preference, dude. I like Scorpbot.
Yeah.
I think it just does more. And
yeah,
I've heard some issues with ScottyBot, but like it's all personal preference, man. Like finds tools that you approve of. Like not everybody wants to use Firebot. I'd recommend Firebot to everybody. Not everybody wants Firebot, and that's fine. That's cool. But that was a love touch. No, that was if it wasn't for the fact it was cold, I would call it the devil's touch. It was a bad touch, chat. It was a bad touch.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Anyway. I swear to God. So anyway, so any questions, chat? So now we're kind of running, and we're going almost an hour and a half of the podcast now, man. I mean, at least like an hour 10. So I don't know if we're gonna start wrapping things up, or even have any last minute questions they want to answer tonight or talk about tonight.
So I mean, if we're gonna, our next episode, which we're going to be doing, is going to be an offline episode. We're going to be recording it sometime next week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be jumping into the ideas of goals, endeavors, and I forget the third part.
We're talking about goals, endeavors, and motivation, right?
Oh yeah.
Like we kind of got into it a little bit in the Discord. If you guys want to continue the conversation, man, just because we end the podcast doesn't mean we stop talking and giving advice or talking about, you know, opinions. And more of it, I stopped using the word like advice. It's not so much us giving advice as much as it is just like leading a discussion and like having a debate. And a friendly debate. This isn't like a you suck and I'm great kind of debate. This is like, or you win, I lose, or sort of thing. This is just like, hey man, what do you think about this thing? Do you think there's a better way to do this thing? And we collectively talk about it. So that's one thing. But like, yeah, so like next week what we're trying to do here, guys, is like every 2 weeks, every week is going to be an episode. It's just every 2 weeks we alternate the type of episode. So this week was our live episode. And next week on Wednesdays we'll be putting out whenever we do it, we're going to be putting out our offline episode, and then the week after that, we're going to do a live episode. And the reason we're tailoring it like that is so that you guys have an opportunity to watch the offline episode and maybe get an inspiration of like asking a question. Like we'll lay out all our thoughts so we can get all the points we want to make personally out there. And then you can, maybe get inspired or get a question, motivated from that, conversation, and come into our live episode being like, hey man, I like what you said about such and such thing, and this got me thinking about this. Like, that's the whole initiative, man. We just want to inspire thought until the point where we don't have to anymore. Until the point where chat just comes in with like a million questions and we can just run it. So, that's what we want to do, man. That's the plan. But, guess we can exclamation mark ITJ live real quick just to end it, right? Make sure people know what's up. People are asking, is streaming a good way to start a career? I mean, it's a good way to start a hobby. And if you can make streaming a career, then congratulations. You're one of the 1% people in the world that can do it at that level. Just keep in mind, man, like streaming's like to getting paid playing video games is the dream, right? But it's one of those things where like got wrecked. But it's one of those things where, like, if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? And there's a lot of things we don't talk about, man. Like, I didn't talk about the fact that I've been streaming for almost a year, right? I didn't talk about the fact that I've had a 40-hour job for, like, 8 months, and I've been putting in, like, another 30, 40 hours of my stream on and offline for that entire time. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not going to happen overnight, dude. Success isn't just going to come to you. However you deem yourself successful, it's not just going to come to you. It's going to be a team effort, right? It's going to be you, your community you create, your friends around you. And there's nothing wrong with getting your friends and, family to watch you, man. Even if you just tell them, like, hey, I know, Mom, I know you don't give a shit about me playing video games, but it'd mean a lot if you could take out your Chromebook and just open up a tab next to your damn Facebook page and, like, give me a view, please. Well, really hope if I could hear what's going on. But, that's a big thing though, man, is like, don't burn yourself out. Someone just mentioned that point in chat. Is like, there's a thing as a burnout. And, the best way to get recognized is to make yourself more available. And the way you do that is by streaming all the time, right? But the thing is like, it's subjective. Your amount of streaming, like my average stream, guys, is 3 to 4 hours. That's my average stream. My stream on the weekends is usually 6 to 7 hours because that's where it's good for me. Like, I can usually stream 3 to 4 hours throughout the week and 6 to 7 hours on the weekends because that's what my schedule allows. That's what makes me happy. I start streaming at 10 a.m. on the weekends. I end stream by like 3 or 4. Gives me and Hannah time to go, like go to the gym or go see the movie and hang out and have dinner and hang out with friends. And like, it allows me to have a life too. So that's what I do. But I'd be lying if I said if I didn't put in, like a solid extra 10 hours, I wouldn't see more growth because I probably would, but it wouldn't make me happy. These other things make me happy, and because these other things in my life make me happy, I think they come back and make me a better content creator because I don't base all my success and appreciation and endeavors in this. This is just one thing of my greater, like, person. And, that's just me. It doesn't have to be everybody. We really trying to go tilted right now?
Why not?
I mean, let's do it. I ain't scared. So, Dark Exalted asks, do you think it's a good idea to do like a test stream to test the waters? Dark, guys, I don't want to. Dark, do you want me to talk about the kind of content what you want to do? I mean, this is 30 people right now that might want to be interested in your content, dude. Because Dark is a homie, guys, longtime viewer in chat, and he hit me up a while ago. Like, I think he first mentioned it like a month ago or something. He hits me up and he goes, "Hey, man, I reached out to Mixer because I want their approval." He's like, "But I want to do a bartending stream." And I was like, dude, that'd be amazing. I would love to see a bartending stream. And he hasn't gone into full detail about it, but like basically like that would be sick. It's a different kind of content I've never seen anyone out there doing on Mixer, dude. And like that would be his thing, right? Like that could be his thing. Because no one out there is doing it. If you guys can find a niche out there that doesn't exist that you were interested in, do it. 100% do it. And that's phenomenal. And so I'm excited, dude. I hope it all works out for him. He said he recently got approval, so he's trying to get some stuff organized and figured out. And that's amazing. And so I have all the support, dude. I plan on watching the hell out of him. I hope half the stream is him showing me how to get drunk better. I hope this entire episode based on that.
Hoosier, you don't need any help learning how to get drunk.
Well, I mean, get drunk better, dude. More efficient. Alright, this whole like not having sound thing in Fortnite is just awful. Yeah, I'm just like potato aim as balls right now because I can't hear anything. Oh, I hate it so much, chat. Whew, yeah, if you guys are curious, man, like us playing Fortnite without any sound, it's a task. But
Yeah, so I mean, to be go into the type of content that people want to create. I've never told anybody this, nor have I said it live on any stream, but I'm going to say it here. I am a complete and total nerd, like 100%. I want to run a tabletop D&D.
That'd be sick. I mean, I don't really know much about Dungeons and Dragons, but that'd be sick.
I mean, like the actual tabletop, like paper sheets, dice rolls, the whole 9 yards. But I have stepped up the game on the dice rolls, and I've written, or not written, but found a random a random number API that I've put into Discord, and have also put that API into my Discord with Nightbot. So I'm going to have a specific channel that only the D&D players would have access to. They're the only ones that would be able to use the dice commands to do whatever rolls they need to. And we have it just a voiced D&D game live right there happening for everybody to sit and watch and hear how it happened.
Yeah, and that's something I don't see anyone else out in the world doing, dude. Like, that's sick.
So, I mean, I would love to be able to DM a game. It has been probably close to 15 or 16 years since I've DM'd a game. I would be rusty as all hell, but you know what? It would be fun.
Mm-hmm. It sounds sick. Guys, can we get a shout out for Jonathan so people in chat who, as season people are interested in Dungeons and Dragons, can we give Jonathan a shout out so you guys know who to talk to about this? But yeah, I mean, that's something no one's doing, dude. Like, no one's doing that. Another example is, like, if anyone hears this and you guys are a kick-ass programmer, there are actually channels on Mixer, man, that are taking Twitch Plays games to a next level. And I forget what it's called right now, man, but it's literally like a story-based game where chat decides the actions of the character, and that character, like, fights people or picks up objects and does all these things. And if anyone knows the name of that channel, please, like, spout it out so we can talk about it. But yeah, it's just a game that someone made, and it's based entirely around Mixer integration. So, like, that's another option too, man. It's something that Twitch isn't doing that people may not know about. And, like, that's my biggest thing though, man, is like, it doesn't matter where you stream, man. Like, people get some sort of, like, elitist on the fact that, like, Mixer is only, like, I say Mixer's 5% of the size of Twitch, and I base that number on the fact that our biggest streamer, Scythe at the time, has 130,000 follows, is our biggest guy compared to Summit 1G, which has like 2.3 mil or something. So I'm basing my 5% number on that, just for people who are curious where I'm getting 5%.
As a number given to us by Matt, and the one of the co-founders of
Mixer, yeah.
Mixer has gotten to the point 10 million visits a day.
Yeah, but what was also the number? I mean, they're using 140 million. And again, what did I do for round 2? This is a twisted hell, chat. This is domestic abuse at its finest.
Voting, #yes.
Oh my god, I hate everybody. My viewers hate me. Anyway, though, so yeah, that's the whole point, though, man. Is I mean, Mixer's bringing in 10 million unique users a day compared to Twitch's like 140 million, I think I saw, maybe more than that. But like, that's the potential, though, man. Mixer's growing; they're making the right moves.
But my point of that conversation was Mixer is on the way up.
Yeah, and I think it's something we forgot to bring in earlier, man. Was like where you want to stream. Here's the thing, if you want to grow quickly, go to Mixer. If you are a quality content creator though, man, like absolutely professional, and you want to make a serious go at making this like your career, then try Twitch. You never know, you might be that 1 in a million guy who, makes the big bucks. Because that's where the money is right now, man. That's where the entire user base, I'm talking like Mixer's a mom and pop shop that's turning into, a bigger store, a chain, but like Twitch is Walmart. I mean, literally, they're Amazon. I mean, they're owned by Amazon now. So, like, they're making big moves. And that's where I'm saying, man, is like, it doesn't really matter where you stream them, man. It's where you find, like, where you think you're best. So keep that in mind. Trying to force this guy's buddy to come out, guys. I'm double pumping. Chat, don't hate me. Okay, I know I'm like a double pumping pleb. Then I just murder his buddy. Sad.
God, I love
sad. So top content creators, especially. Oh wow, damn, I just wrecked that guy. But yeah, anyway, top content creators are switching platforms. I mean, some people are, dude. Like, all right, right now, at the time of this video, everyone's talking about the fact that what is it? Oh, it's the YouTube adpocalypse, man. They just got advertisers back on YouTube, and it's another drama thing, dude. YouTube just can't keep its nose clean because they just make bad decisions, dude. Like, if you're a YouTube content creator, man, I feel for you because it sounds like they want you to keep doing what you're doing, but they won't help you and support you doing it. That's the worst. And, you know, if you can make it work on, like, YouTube is just a terrible space because they make it terrible. Like, they're trying to win back community, like, positivity, but it's just not, they gotta do better, man. It's just not a thing. In the case of Twitch, like, community managers, I heard are great. Like, the Twitch, you know, as a company is great. It's just, it's so saturated, it's hard to grow. So that's the thing. And it's gonna be a sacrifice, man. Wherever you stream, you just have to keep in mind, like, you know, what are the pros and cons of it. Right now, Mixer's going through a phase. I keep calling everything a phase here. It's a phase where everyone just wants to play Xbox games on Mixer, right? So, you know, knowing that, it's like if you're a PC content creator, dude, Mixer's a weird spot for you. I mean, what do you think, Jonathan? Is that fair to say? If you're a Mixer content creator?
Because most of the people that are on Mixer, you know, they're coming from their Xbox, so they know Mixer as Xbox. Beam was primarily from Xbox. So I mean, there's a stigma that the community has built around Mixer and, you know, the name of what Beam was, but it's
a phase. That's how I put it, man. Like, it will not be.
But it's something that the partners and the OGs of the platform need to start breaking.
And they're trying, man. If you look at, like, some tweets, I don't have anyone.
People are spreading out onto PC more. You've got people that are actually playing PlayStation 4 games on Mixer. I'm personally one of those. I had a hell of a lot of fun playing Until Dawn and Journey, 2 weeks ago on stream. I mean, and I got viewers from it because people love those games. So I mean, it's something that needs to be worked on, and it's a stigma that needs to be broken because it needs to be for everybody and not just Xbox. So if we can get more people to realize that and to understand it, then I feel 100% that we will start to see a huge insurgence and growth as a platform, and as communities and as content creators.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, it just is what it is, dude. It's just gonna be a growing pains, and Mixer will grow. But the same thing is, like, you know, there's pros and cons to every place, 100%. And this is Mixer's con right now, man.
But
the beauty of it is, I'd say, as a temporary thing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just,
you know, you've got Twitch is, you know, to put it in an analogy, you know, they're the settled college student, and we're, you know, the growing high schooler. You know,
yeah, exactly, man. Like, that's how I literally started, man. I started watching streams in high school, then I stared making content my senior year because I had too much time on my schedule. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, mine was just destiny. How about that? But yeah.
Hey guys, hey mods, I just want to make a little comment, man. Break immersion here. It's okay if people are confused, dude. This is weird. We're playing Fortnite, and, you know, we're running a podcast at the same time. If people are confused about that, that's fine. Just let them know. Because, it's the first time I've ever done this podcast live, man. Maybe we need to list this as a web show next time. That's valid. Maybe we need to. Maybe not. But, anyway, though, man, I think we talked about a lot, though. Chat, anything else you guys want to close on? Any questions you guys are, like, dying to hear back? Because I think we've really talked about a lot, and we're getting into maybe topics we can save for next week.
What just happened?
I didn't, like, I think I ran out of wood, and I just fell off the mountain. I don't really know. It's what it is. This would be a perfect time for the rip button, but I'm sad about it because I was going on a tear. I don't know how many kills I had, but I feel like I was going on a tear. Oh, good. My mods. This is going to make the podcast, the rip noise. I love it. Thanks, guys.
So I guess it's a good time to close out on that. So like I said, our next episode is going to be offline. We're going to record it sometime, probably mid next week. So we're going to be looking at directions, goals, and endeavors. Keeping your goals for motivation and how you want to direct your content, how you want to keep yourself, and the way that you want to present your channel. Now, I mean, we're not going to tell you how to do that, but it's going to be, ideas and suggestions on, things that we've experienced. So we're not going to try and, force ideas down your throat, but instead we're going to give you our lessons learned and let you make your decisions based on them.
Yeah, I mean, streaming's a journey, man. People got to keep in mind that no one wakes up one day a winner, right? Like, it takes a grind to get there, and it's that experience of taking literally nothing that is your channel and turning it into something, whether it's a community, whether it's a spot to hang out, whether it's just a place for kick-ass clips, whatever it is, dude. Like, it's your thing, own it, capitalize on it, and, if it's not what you want it to be, change it. Find people, invest in people who want to, build that with you, right? People were asking earlier, how do you pick mods? Pick people that you appreciate in the channel. Pick people that share the same same vision as you. And you'll never go wrong, man. If you go by that motto, you pick a like morals to your stream, you pick values of your stream you don't want to lose, whether that value is authenticity, that value is being genuine, being sincere, being just funny, or being whatever, like whatever you're going for, man. Just keep that goal in mind and really just watch over your own VODs. Just watch your own content. And if you don't think you're meeting that goal,
one thing I can't do. Oh my god!
I gotta tell you, dude, I feel like I listen to my voice, and I'm like, yeah, I sound like a boy. I'm 23 years old, but I sound like a boy. And then I listen to it in a VOD, and I'm like, when did I turn into Elmo? Like, when did that happen? Like, I didn't realize I was Big Bird. What?
Yeah, it's the same for me. I personally cannot stand the sound of my voice.
Anyway,
it's nails on the chalkboard to me.
Yeah, exactly, man. But anyway, so we're gonna end it here, guys. Thanks for listening to Insert to Join. Again, my name is Hoosier Boy, and with us we have Infected Ground Zero, my boy Jonathan.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, so we're going to come back next week, guys, with an offline episode. We're going to go up on YouTube. It's going to go on my personal YouTube channel, and they all will until we get the Podbean website set up for us, and we figure out where else we can put the podcast. Besides that, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. If you guys want to hear more of this content, we'll include everything down in the links below on YouTube, and or in chat. We'll provide the links, whatever it is. Just feel free to ask, and we appreciate you. Thank you. See you next time.
Have a good night, everybody.